It's all good. You know what? We're actually we're going to come back to you in a little bit, David. We have some breaking news that we're going to launch.
We've got a pursuit going on right now in South LA. Let's go up to Mark Kono in Sky 5.
Kono, who is up in Sky 5, he possibly is having some audio difficulties here. We are seeing this for the first time, just as you are. This is in South Los Angeles. That's all the information that we have. Mark, can you hear us now?
Yeah, we sure can. Sorry about that. We're navigating some pretty tricky airspace here. This is going to be South LA, just north of the 105 freeway, where apparently the LAPD in pursuit of a stolen vehicle suspect here, driving what is believed to be a Toyota Camry. Now, this pursuit has been going on for just a little bit more than about 5 minutes at this point here, traveling at very high rates of speed along surface streets. I believe he's going to be up along Imperial Highway, just eastbound now, just coming up on the Watts area here. He is traveling at a fairly high rate of speed, blowing through a lot of the signals and the stop signs in the area here. But again, traveling eastbound on Imperial Highway, just...
And as you were watching, if you're just joining us, this guy, we're being told, has only been on surface streets so far. It is an alleged stolen vehicle, but he has been blowing through stop signs and also some of those intersections, which also makes it super dangerous for a lot of folks, and at high rates of speed.
And as you can see, he's you know, some really tight streets. We've seen him, you see there's somebody on a bicycle right there. You know, fortunately good timing there, nothing happened. Now on a street that's a little bit wider, which could actually add to danger, because usually people are driving at higher speeds on streets like this.
Yeah, and we just took a tight shot there, and you can, I'm not for sure, but it looked like there was someone in the passenger seat as well. So they may have a passenger as well. It looked like someone with a red shirt. So possibly two people in this stolen vehicle. Again, this is in the Watts area. We can't tell right now directly exactly what streets that he is on. It almost seems like he's going in circles. And as we know, if you're familiar with, you know, watching a lot of pursuits, oftentimes these guys or women will stay in a familiar area. It just makes it simply easier for them to navigate around if they know the neighborhood.
And he is definitely, well, he's on a long straightaway right now. Not exactly sure where this is. Again, we know this is in the South LA Watts area. Fortunately, not a lot of vehicles around. Oh, somebody's jumping out of the back seat right now. Two people jumping out of the car. They're taking off. The driver continues to take off. So this is a situation now. Hopefully there's some more officers around, can take care of the two that jumped out of the car. That was very unusual. Yeah,
that is very unusual. And again, now that almost confirms that there were four people at least in the car, because we saw the driver, the passenger in the front with the red shirt, and now we saw two people exit the back doors, and now that's going to divert police officers to try to get those suspects, and now this driver is
And he is now kind of making efforts to travel southbound over towards, well, say towards the 105 freeway, just on the east side of Main Street here now. You can see that he is really doing everything he can to avoid capture at this point. We don't know what this guy is wanted for other than just a stolen vehicle, and he's just coming up on cross traffic here. He just, oh my gosh, that was very, very close. Just coming up on cross traffic, coming out of the alley. He's now made a left turn eastbound, and we'll try and get a street for you here, but he is going to be basically approaching San Pedro again as he makes an eastbound turn on one of these surface streets just on the north.
Mark Kono, I'm not sure if you can hear me, but in a situation like this, since he is circling a familiar area and he seems to be circling the same area in a way, is there any way that they could put down the spike strips to possibly, you know, stop him at some point?
Well, sure. If they establish a pattern of direction that this guy seems to be frequenting, then they might be able to do that. You know, for example, he's been on 109th a couple of times. He's been on Imperial Highway a couple of times. He's been on Central. He's been on Avalon, traveling north and southbound. So, yeah, if they are able to establish some sort of a pattern in his driving and they're able to get ahead of him and kind of see which way he is going, I mean, yeah, they might conceivably lay down some spike strips and get ahead of him and lay those down and begin the process of disabling the car. So far, we have not seen that, but you would assume that at this point, given the fact that this pursuit has not left the general vicinity, that they might be setting up to do just that. So we will try and get some sort of confirmation to see if that in fact does happen. But I will send it back to you for just a moment. So I'm calling 5.
Okay, Mark Kono up in Sky 5 continues to follow this Toyota Camry, which we're told was stolen. And as we've been watching, he's basically just driving various streets in Watts.
And I exit here. Now he's coming to a stop. This is where it can get super dangerous for the police officers.
Okay, looks like he just threw it in park or maybe reverse. You can see the black and white unit is approaching very cautiously. Officers now getting out of the vehicle with their guns drawn. So I think we're probably going to see a conclusion of this, hopefully in the next couple of minutes. And now he's getting out of the car. Let's go back.
And Mark Kona, can you hear us?
I sure can, Lou and Glenn. Now, you're seeing it here. It looks like the suspect kind of giving up, coming out, arms open, obeying the instructions of officers here at this point. It looks like he's on 115th or 116th, and that's just on the west side of Stanford, where this guy is basically choosing to give up at this point. Certainly a good thing for him, certainly a good thing for everyone involved here, but it looks like he is being ordered to lay down prone, and that is when the officers will be able to take this guy into custody here. But they want to make sure that he has no weapons, he has nothing like that. They'll also want to make efforts to clear the vehicle too, because as you saw from our coverage before, there were a couple of people who were jumping out of the car even while the car was moving, and so you see one team is going to approach the car and they're going to leave the suspect prone in the street here. What they are doing is they are basically clearing the car, making sure there is no other suspect who might be in the car waiting to do something here.
All right, this one has come to a conclusion like most of them do, with the suspect laying spread-eagled and face down on the asphalt.
Yeah, a safe conclusion. All right, Mark Kono, thank you so much. And thank you, too, for joining us this afternoon. We'll be back at 3. We're going to send it now to the programming that's on our air right now, Maury, and we'll be back at 3 o'clock.